Guys, Miss Amira here. So this is like really, really exciting for me. Yes, it is about all of the Black Lives Matter stuff. Yes, but it's a very, very positive thing, and I had to. And this is what happens. I don't have it. I even took Facebook off of my cell phone. I took the app off of my phone. I've been really kind of just staying chill the last 2 days. It's not my intention to continue posting about this so hard, but this is the new normal for me. It's no longer just enough to be friendly with Black people or to like say, oh, I understand. You have to be anti-racist, okay? And with that, you have to do some pretty bold shit. So one of my friends, her name was Regina. We call each other twins. We met in Job Corps. I was 20 years old. We just clicked. I have a lot of white family, you guys. That's why I've been so devastated, because I've been trying to educate my white friends and my white family, like they're like how they don't think that they're doing any damage by what they're saying, but every conversation I've had with a white, like I got into a screaming match with one of my very best friends in my life last week. Screaming match. The second school, I talked about the first school that I had an issue with the whole Black Lives Matter thing. And now at the second school, the online school I went to that I paid 4,000 freaking dollars for, that woman, I had a conversation with her the other day that I tried to educate. It's not enough to say, I believe all humans are great, and I get you guys had some issues in life, but I just can't understand where the anger is coming from. I just can't. Oh, but I get it because I've dealt with this racism, or I have a Black friend. She's like my sister, and her kids are like my kids. All of those things, though you think that they're positive, they're actually putting the situation down. You're actually putting me down. And then when I go back to try to say no, but look, when you do this and you're saying, oh, what? I can't have my own thoughts. Oh my, it's been exhausting. Yeah, I even had somebody on Facebook, which I was very proud, got about 4 or 5 people like, hey, don't shame Amira. But they ended up deleting me anyway, so it's fine. But it's like, it's just, anyway. So my friend Regina just texted me. I printed it and she said it was okay. Um, she inboxed me and said, I'm currently horrified at myself. And I said, why? And she said, I've been doing some research because I want to be educated on how to help change in any way I can, and have very clear, and I have very clearly been raised in a systematic color blind life, and I never thought so, like ever, but it's become clear that by not noticing or not recognizing the issues is an issue. I didn't realize that by practicing everyone is equal, that I discredited any color issues that existed, because it never affected my lifestyle. And it's always, I guess, been easier to say it could not happen as much as people say than acknowledging that it still happens. She also says that she thinks it's like a plague of people that have been raised in the 90s. And then she also mentioned that she had a conversation with her girls. She has, I want to say, 3 daughters. And she thought they understood what was happening, but she said she was blindsided by how they didn't know or understand what was going on. And she said that they thought the riots were all they thought was happening in the world were the riots. They just thought Black people were rioting. They didn't know why. And so she said her gut like dropped in her stomach. And like that's the thing too. Like I've been trying to sit here and educate all these people because I know they love me and I love them, and we're trying to figure this out. But as I'm trying to help them, they're further insulting me, and that's been the problem. And I've had to remove myself from people. People have had to remove themselves from me. There's people that I just don't even want to talk to right now because I'm too angry, because of the ignorance. So I don't want to educate any more people. I want you guys to care enough to go educate yourself. If you just look up, you just have to click a couple things on the computer and you'll find out all the things. You'll find out all the things. This gave me so much comfort to see one of my white family members say, holy shit, I get it. I don't need you to beat yourself up. I don't need you to hold any guilt. I don't need you to feel like you've been a bad parent. I don't need any of those feelings. But to have someone, first of all, research the information because they're like, something's off. Like even if it wasn't just solely because of me, she has lots of Black family in her life, even on her husband's side, I believe, too. So, but the fact that she's willing to say, I have people in my life that I want to make sure that I understand them and that they feel respected, like that's huge. Instead of being like, I'm not white. I don't care about my white privilege. I don't have any privilege. Like, well, what do you mean? Like, no, you do. And the more you say no, 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 and the more you say, I treat everyone equal, the more you're discrediting what the fuck we're going through right now. I am terrified. Like, I don't feel comfortable going in public alone. I don't. I'm having visions of like people just seeing me in the car on the freeway and just running me over and killing me. Like my anxiety is pretty bad right now. And to have somebody give a fuck enough to like go do the research and say, girl, I see you is everything. So Gina, I love you, girl. Thank you. Yeah. I anybody that needs to say like anything they want, but I'm not passing out information. You go find that information if you really want to know how to do better. But the one thing that I will stress, it's not enough to just say, oh, I like Black people, or oh, this and that. We have to be anti-racist. So it's gonna be a little bit more in your face. You got to be anti-racist. It's got to be a hard, no racism is tolerated. Like there's no racism tolerated at all. There's none. It's not allowed. Just like the word, like when I hear the word, I worked with people with abilities for 10 years. And that was a big thing in the community for us is spread the word to end the word. So when I hear the R word, immediately my flag goes up and I'm like, yo, spread the word to end the word. Don't say the R word. It's disrespectful. People with abilities are not the R word. And that term was made to discriminate against people with developmentally delayed or those type of situations. So that word, to me, I automatically feel it. It needs to be that serious when you hear that, when you hear something that is racist. And that's another thing. People are thinking that racist means you nigger. Yes, I said the word nigger. Okay. That's not necessarily, it's just those little things. Even the coach that I talked to, what are your thoughts about, what are your thoughts about Black lives? Oh, I'm glad you asked that question. They were like, yeah, here we go. This long paragraph. Well, I think that everyone, this, that, whatever. And I think that we all matter. And I think that the anger is being misplaced and nothing will come of anger. And yeah. And it's like, okay, well, if I can just say, when we hear you say, when we hear you bring up the anger or the looting, it kind of diminishes how we feel. Well, Amira, I think you're doing a great job. And if I have to be and think exactly like you, then it's okay. If you need to remove me, it's all right. You're doing a great job. Yay. That is racism. Okay? It's racism. And it's gaslighting the shit out of someone. And it's not nice. And it doesn't feel good to know that places that you go to and spend your money at and give you time and energy, when you realize at the end of the day they really don't give a shit about you, it sucks. And it's not even intentional. It's not even intentional. But you're not understanding when you mention those other things, you're not acknowledging a person's life was lost. He was murdered in broad daylight. And it happens over and over and over in this country. We don't matter to a large portion of the country. So when you bring up, oh, people just need to get along, or, oh, I've been through this too, I've struggled too, you're dismissing everything. Okay? So it's more than that. We have to be anti-racism, and we also have to educate ourselves and understand our privileges. Even for me, I'm understanding the privileges I've had in my life. It's not about getting offended. It's about growing and learning. And we have to come together. And I do not feel that all policemen are bad. I do not feel. I want to make that very clear. I do not feel, but but I do feel there are a lot, and I do feel there's other ways to handle situations than perhaps having a police force. And so maybe we do need to look at that. But I do not think all cops are bad, and I do not think cops should be hurt in any way, shape, or form for being peaceful and doing their job the right way. Love you guys. And Regina, you just love you.